Hey guys, and welcome to Local Nerd News. I'm Nerd Dude.
And I'm Cyber Guy, and we are back after I don't know how long again.
Yeah, thank you for all the 4 people that listen to us for being so patient.
It's a bit of a break, but we've been focused on our studies and everything, so forgive us if the episodes seem kind of distant.
Yeah.
Alright, so what are we going to talk about today?
Well, we shouldn't say that anymore because we know what we're talking about. The audience doesn't know what we're talking about. So, Wonder Woman.
The new movie.
Yeah, we'll start off with Wonder Woman. The movie was really good. I really liked it. Yeah, director did a fantastic job. The cast did a fantastic job. The story was good. Very well set in the World War I period. And it was Wonder Woman in the comics set during World War II.
So it's before that, yeah.
Before that, but it's kind of glad that they put it in World War I because you do it in World War II to be like a Captain America ripoff or something like that. Because that's also set in World War II.
It could be considered a ripoff, I guess. Both set in the same time frame, both wars.
Yeah.
Different protagonists.
Yeah. What was your favorite part about it?
I actually haven't seen it yet. I'm planning on going and seeing it sometime tomorrow.
Oh, fudge.
So this is all on you, man.
Okay. Alright, so for those who haven't seen it, which you should because it came out early this month, but don't look at me as a guy who just saw it as soon as it got out. I saw it like last week. But so basically Wonder Woman, Diana, comes to man's world during World War II, well, the end of World War II, before Germany just signs the armistice.
Right, so you said World War II, so just World War I.
World War I.
We were talking about World War II, so yeah. It happens. It happens.
It happens. All right, so she actually goes to London first, where she meets where she meets the operation where Steve works at.
Yep.
Which is like the Allies, and then they go to Germany, or I think somewhere around there, and that's where stuff goes down.
Alright, so she goes to London, meets Steve and where he operates, goes to Germany.
Yep. And her mission is to kill the god of war, Ares, because she suspects that the war was started by Ares. So she steals her costume, she steals the lasso of truth, she steals a weapon called the God Killer Sword, which is said to kill gods.
Yeah, how convenient.
And on the way, she meets a lot of characters in the movie, which are really good. They're really good. Like, they're good, but, you know. Oh, my gosh.
Hard to remember?
No, it's not hard to remember. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Without something written. So, there are beautiful scenes, beautiful action scenes, scenes of color, scenes of light tones, scenes of humor, and scenes of optimism. Four characteristics never said in a DCEU film. This film is the turning point for the DCEU. Oh, and there's a twist at the end, near the end, during Wonder Woman's fight with Ares.
She finds out Ares didn't start the war or something like that?
In a way.
Alright.
So, look forward to it. So, it's a really good film.
Okay.
And I heard that the director and Jeff Johns are working on a script for Wonder Woman 2. But the director, Patty Jenkins, will not direct Wonder Woman 2.
Alright, so far it seems, the way you've described it, to be an action-packed movie. It's also humor, so it's equivalent to like a Marvel movie in that regard, because they have action, humor. They incorporate all of it. It's the turning point for the DCEU.
Yep.
And this part I'm just adding here. Was it better than the previous DCEU movies?
Yes.
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 Alright.
Yes. No question about it. It's better than Man of Steel, better than Batman v Superman, better than Suicide Squad, which is no surprise. So yeah, this is the best film of the DCEU so far, in my opinion. Well, it is. It is.
And then after Wonder Woman, aren't they making Justice League?
Well, of course they're making Justice League.
Made or some.
Oh, they're in the middle of finishing off Justice League.
Has high standards to live up to.
I think it'll do really good.
Yeah.
From what we saw from the trailers, it looks like they really know what they're doing.
As long as I get the characters mostly correct, I'll be happy.
And now talking about the DCEU, how does this film affect? How do you think this film affects the future DC films in this franchise?
Well, it'll probably set a tone, probably just for how the other movies should be made.
Yeah.
So that might change it from just
Dark,
non-stop action, darkness, all that stuff focused around death, to optimism, humor, as well as action.
Yeah.
See, that's what Green Lantern and Flash should be. They shouldn't be darkness and death.
Superman should be darkness and death.
The only one that should be darkness and death is Batman.
Batman. No death.
Yeah, no death, just darkness.
No. Yeah, just darkness. Dark, brooding. Ben Affleck. That's it. That's all you need.
Well, speaking of Ben Affleck, is he still directing the Batman movie?
No, mate.
No?
No.
So he just gave up directing it?
Yeah.
He's just acting?
Yeah, he's acting and producing. And I think writing. I don't know.
It's just everything but directing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Director is Matt Reeves. Come on, man. You're too late. This is local nerd news.
Yes.
We're supposed to be on the ball.
Yeah,
and you're letting all of us down. Yeah. You're letting the 5 of us down. 1 plus our 4 plus the 4 people who watch this.
These are the 5 of us. Just simple math. All right.
Come on.
Anyway.
All right. So DCEU, do you think it's going to be good after this movie, or do you think it's going to suck?
Well, since you said it's the turning point, after I see it, I'll be able to make a informed choice.
Yeah.
But I think it is. I think it'll change the DCEU movies.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it'll probably start getting better from this point.
Let's hope so.
As long as they don't make another Green Lantern movie the same as the previous one.
Yeah.
CGI costume and mask.
Fart clouds.
The main villain.
I really hope there's not a portal in the sky. That's what I hope. All right.
All right. Next.
All right. Batman Arkham Insurgency was the new Batman game of WB Montreal, the same company that did Arkham Origins, which I like.
Yeah, it's not a bad game.
It's not a bad game. It's just
not great.
Well, yeah, it's not great, but it's not a bad game as well, because it had to live up to the standard of both Asylum and City, which were really well received, and we played the heck out of that.
Yeah. Even now, I still play the heck out of Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, E3 just happened, I think, earlier this month.
They released a bunch of
they released
trailers and game demos and all that.
Yeah, but there was no mention of Arkham Insurgency, even though we were given 15 leaks earlier this year. So, what's happened? Do you think it's still happening?
It's probably still happening, but they don't want to make too much of a big deal. Like, maybe just because Arkham Origins is received poorly. They don't want to...
Nah, people liked it.
Yeah, they liked it, but when it came out, people were like, oh god, this is horrible. Like, when it came out, for the first 3 months, maybe 4 months, the game was considered... It's just a rip-off of Arkham City. The map's the same, everything's the same, you get a couple of extra gadgets.
Yeah.
That are pretty much useless. And then the villain at the end of all of it, the Joker.
Yeah, we gotta make a game without the Joker.
Yeah.
And Arkham Knight does not count. Because,
well...
He's in the game.
He's dead, but still talks to Bruce. Despite that, Arkham Knight was a good game. But Insurgency. I hope that the game's better received than Origins.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also wish they stepped away from Batman, start focusing on other heroes. I think we talked about this in our last podcast episode. There was a Flash video game that was supposed to be made, a free world.
Yeah, there was,
Yeah,
but
maybe
they axed it at the last minute.
Yeah, it was cancelled or they stopped funding it.
Yeah.
Maybe they should refocus on the Flash.
Or a good Superman game.
Yeah, well, that's unlikely.
Well, guess what? Remember when Rocksteady tried to make? I'm not sure if it was Rocksteady or WB Montreal, but there was talks of a free roam Superman game. Remember that?
I remember it, but
I think it was last year or so. Last year, a couple years ago, where there was a game company that was set to make a free roam Superman game. The concepts looked good, even though I don't like Doomsday's concept.
that seems to be a trend. No one seems to like reinvented versions of Doomsday.
Yeah, he's plain. That's just he's just a gray Hulk with just a few spikes. But I really liked Superman's design, Brainiac's design, and that's basically all we got.
Yeah, that's the thing. With Superman, it's hard to make a game for him because he's pretty much invincible.
Yeah, but he still has a health bar.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, there are only a few ways you can make a good Superman game.
Yeah.
You can either make the city have health, and like as the game progresses, it gets worse depending on how many supervillains you've stopped.
Mm-hmm.
You can either make the Earth's atmosphere change somehow to make the sunlight that comes into Earth gradually become more red, so he loses some of his powers. So that way, then he wouldn't be invincible. It could still be harmed, but at the same time would still have most of his powers like flight, heat, vision, strength.
Or he could go up against villains that could actually make him use a health bar, like Parasite or Brainiac or Metallo or Doomsday or maybe Lex Luthor in a war suit.
There are lots of possibilities, but every version they've made up until now has been all right at best.
Or our favorite part from the Arkham franchise, side missions, where we get trophies. And this time it's Mr. Mixie Spitlick instead of the Riddler.
You have to collect all the trophies to get Mr. Mixie Spitlick out.
And there'll be 1,000 trophies. Screw you.
All those trophies.
We hate the trophies. Stop giving us the trophies.
I mean, make it like 100 at most, and then we fight Riddler. Don't make it like 200 or 300.
Oh no, I'd be happy with 50. I'd be happy with like 25 to 50 trophies.
Yeah.
I don't want to get 600 trophies.
The trophies, it's a side mission to stop the Riddler. Just make it easier.
I remember playing Asylum, where I tried I went online and I looked at all the places where I can get the Riddler trophies. I get them all. It's audio on Batman's Gauntlet, and
That's it.
That's it. You just hear the GCPD come in and just take Riddler. You don't fight Riddler. You don't meet Riddler.
That's disappointing.
That is disappointing.
Now-
Did the same in City.
Now that I think about it, I've
should-
only beat Asylum once on a console that wasn't mine.
Yep.
And then when I finally got the game, a glitch happened, so I couldn't actually beat it. So at one mission, I can't remember what the mission is exactly, but it's like when the two officers are trapped like a Joker box, and then the chandelier falls.
Yeah.
It was at that point when whatever you were trying to access couldn't be accessed, but the only way that event could occur was via collecting the item.
Yep.
My glitch was I didn't collect the item. It was down under the chandelier. It fell, and I could never collect it, so I couldn't advance the story.
Oh, wow.
I have to restart it. It was like 5-6 hours down the drain.
Yeah. So,
But back to Insurgency.
alright, WB Montreal, if you're listening to this, which is highly unlikely because we get about 4 or 5 people listening to this, just listen to us. Don't overdo it. Make the Court of Owls good because the Court of Owls are in this game. Send talent assassins, but make them like they just come out. You don't anticipate them because they're assassins.
They just appear.
Yeah. Oh, do some detective work. I would love to do a level with detective.
Yeah.
Because there was this part in Arkham Origins where you put on detective vision and you see, like, you do some detective
Yeah,
work.
you actually see everything going around, yeah. That was actually a very good part of that game.
Yeah. So, focus on detective work. You know, gotta make Batman Batman.
The world's greatest detective who doesn't do any detective work.
Yeah. Make the Court of Owls Probably cool. Make them cooler.
Yeah. But just with the Talons,
Yep.
they should appear at random,
Yeah.
but there shouldn't be like an infinite amount where they just come out every 5 minutes. There should be like a set amount, I don't know, per hour.
The assassins from City. Ra's al Ghul's
Yeah.
assassins. They just
appear.
appear.
But like, just say if you're in free roam mode and like you're gliding across the city,
Yeah.
if you weren't able to detect one of the Talons, maybe they would just appear and like throw a knife at you or something, cutting your cape so you'd fall.
Mm.
Or like if you're just running across beating up thugs, all of a sudden they turn around and run because the Talon's behind you.
Mm.
But don't make it like every 5 minutes a Talon appears.
Mm.
Like make it surprising.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our thing. Just listen to us, WB Montreal, but you won't. So there we go.
As long as there's not 600 Riddler trophies, we'll be good.
Yes, 50 tops, please,
We don't want to spend hours trying to find Riddler.
or days.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, speaking of the Court of Owls, they're the main villain for Gotham Season 3.
Oh my gosh, not Gotham.
Yeah, Gotham. It's actually gotten better, but they've done it wrong.
Of course they've done it wrong. It's Fox.
Yeah.
Fox does everything wrong.
Before Season 3, the supervillains they've introduced are Catwoman,
Yep.
Penguin, Riddler, and a few others, but in this season they've kept all 3 of them.
Yep.
They've had Poison Ivy as a child, Poison Ivy as an adult.
Which doesn't make any sense. How does that happen?
She falls into some water and then comes out of it as an adult.
I heard you talking about this. You told me about this a couple
Yeah.
of days ago. Did you say that she fell into a sewer?
Yeah, she fell like into a sewer, into some running water. Then she comes out in like a different place as an adult.
Is she nude?
No,
Thank you.
they wouldn't go that far.
Then they wouldn't go that far, except make a little girl turn into an adult, just like that.
Then she's found by someone. She breaks a vase over their head because they threw out dead plants. So there's that. So they've introduced both versions of Poison Ivy. They've introduced Clayface. They've introduced the Judge.
Who's the judge?
The Judge is technically Two-Face's third personality.
Oh,
He
piss
hunts
off.
down villains, sentences them, and then either throws them in jail or tries to kill them. But this version of the Judge isn't Two-Face. It's the police commissioner.
Oh my gosh.
They've introduced the Mad Hatter, which kind of links into the Judge, because his sister, Alice, has infected blood. When it touches people, it makes him go mad. It touches the police commissioner, who then starts killing off all villains, all people he deems guilty.
Just shut up. This is too much stupidity.
Yeah, it's too much.
Oh, no, thank goodness I stopped watching Gotham.
Yep. And then this part here, which just is amazing for the part that is just wrong.
Oh, just do it. Just say it.
Penguin becomes mayor. He then goes insane due to the Riddler stabbing him in the back, because Penguin broke him out of Arkham. Then Clayface pretends to be his dead father, who then gets killed in some way. But because he's Clayface, he didn't actually die. So now Penguin's insane. All of Batman's villains are pretty much out before Batman. Most of the time the stories are good, but they've just done it wrong. In the last episode I saw,
Yep.
they revived the dead Joker.
Piss off now. He's not Joker. He's just a redhead who's insane.
He's a redhead who's insane, whose followers write ha 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 on a wall, and had his face cut off.
Oh my gosh. This is Joker.
That's the Joker. He had his face cut off. One of his followers wore his face, and then he stapled his face back on.
Do you know what's
It is a weird show.
Do you know what's funny? When you were talking about that, there was one word that you said that you only said once in that whole description. Batman.
Yeah.
You said Batman once in that whole thing. Where's Batman? In a show about Batman.
Batman is still training to become Batman. He's robbing the Court of Owls, who made a deal with him to stop investigating his parents' murder. He's in a relationship with Selena Kyle. He paid Selena Kyle's mother to stay with her, who then left.
What a loser.
He's,
I'm sorry.
He doesn't.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
He
mean to
doesn't.
say that.
He doesn't actually. He hasn't actually done much. Most of the TV show is focused around Jim Gordon.
Wow.
But yeah, that's enough about Gotham.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah.
All right.
We might need to split this episode into 2 parts.
Nah. Just do it as one. We'll get this done. All right. The Han Solo movie. I know you don't like Star Wars.
Yeah.
But there was Disney is in the middle of shooting the Han Solo Star Wars anthology movie, which is like a prequel to
Before he died.
Yeah, no kidding, man. That's why it's called the Han Solo. That's why it's called Han Solo. But the directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who you might know from the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs movie, the Jump Street franchise, and the Lego movie, have been fired. They've been fired from the film as directors due to creative differences with the studio.
Alright, so they're making a movie where absolutely anything can happen. They have weapons made of light.
Yep.
Their soldiers can't aim to save their lives. And anything can pretty much happen, and they were fired for letting anything happen. Or for having differences.
Yes. Alright, guys listening to this, Cyber Guy doesn't really like Star Wars. He hates Star Wars. He watched the first 10 minutes of the first movie. Which, episode 4, not episode 1, because
the first one made.
First one ever made A New Hope. And he didn't like it. So, don't blaster him in the comment section.
As if they're going to do that.
Yeah. But the directors have went on to say in an interview, unfortunately, our vision and process weren't aligned with our partners on this project. We normally aren't fans of the phrase creative differences, but for once this cliche is true. We are really proud of the amazing and world-class work of our cast and crew. So it was really nice for them to say something nice about everyone working on the project.
Instead of just lashing out at the people who fired them.
Yeah. Just insert a video of Christian Bale on the set of Terminator Salvation, just like right now, because it'd be really funny.
If I remember to do that, there'll be a cut.
Yeah. But we already got a new director.
That was fast.
I know. Well, I'm not sure. Well, there is talks. From what I've heard about, there've been talks, but this director is really going to be set to be the director of the Han Solo movie, and it is Ron Howard, Richie Cunningham himself from Happy Days. You know, have you seen Happy Days?
I've seen it once, but that was a long time ago.
Wow, man, you gotta watch it, man. But Ron Howard, he's directed films like Apollo 13 and A Beautiful Mind. We've seen Apollo 13 last year, and it was really good. We really liked it. The tension, all that. It's really good.
So hopefully that'll cross over to that.
Yep. So do you think that Ron Howard is a step in the right direction for Disney right now on this film?
Well, it could be a step in the right direction. I mean, for Han Solo and Star Wars, it's like they could use a bit of tension and everything, but at the same time, he's dead. So they have to make the movies to lead up to that point.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
So
more like lead the film up to A New Hope.
Yeah.
Like before he goes to Tatooine and he shoots Greedo first. That's right. Get rage from the internet because I have said that Han Solo shot first. Hashtag Han Solo shot first. I'm bringing the hashtags back.
All right, we should probably just put that in the comment section just to.
Just put it on the screen, big font. Hashtag Han Solo shot first, not Greedo. I don't care what George Lucas said. Greedo did not shoot first.
All right, but in that regard, like tension could be good for the character.
Yeah.
Could supply more background, I guess.
Okay.
But in regards to the fact that I won't go see it because I don't watch Star Wars, I won't be able to verify that.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's a reason why Phil Lord and Chris Miller were fired. It was the creative differences, but what they talked I think the studio talked about was that they focused more on comedy and the actors to do like improvisation. Do you think that's a really good method for a film like Han Solo? Because Han Solo, he's like a cool sway kind of guy, and he has a line or two. He can joke, but not when jokes like all the time.
Yeah, this scenario actually applies to another one of Disney's characters, Iron Man. Like, he's supposed to be like a serious person in a suit, but they've made him like comedic, like makes jokes, all that stuff. So,
but
for Iron Man, that works because he's part of a group.
Yeah.
For Han Solo, might not be the best method.
Yeah.
Solo's in his name.
Yeah, original dude.
Yeah.
Just laughing our heads off.
Insert fake laugh here.
All right. All right. Enough about what I'm talking about. What are you talking about now?
This actually applied back for the Wonder Woman part.
Yep.
But the new Injustice game came out.
Yeah.
A while ago. I bought the $160 version, so it comes with all the DLC, every character except for Darkseid, of course, because pre-order bonuses.
Well done.
The storyline is based on Earth 2, I believe, where Superman turns evil and takes control of the world.
Are there Justice Society on Earth 2?
No.
Then it's not Earth 2, man.
But,
it's a different. We'll call it Earth I. We'll call it Earth Regime.
Alright, Earth Regime. So it's on that Earth. Brainiac Brainiac set his sights on Earth because they're holding the one Kryptonian that escaped him.
Wow.
Who happens to be in prison, if you remember the first game where Batman imprisoned him.
Yeah.
So Brainiac appears, starts taking up the cities and destroying the world. They only have a few days, which turns into hours, before the world's destroyed.
Wow.
All because Brainiac wants to capture Superman, who escaped him.
Yeah.
Supergirl appears at the very beginning. It starts off with her seeing Brainiac's effects on Krypton firsthand.
Yeah.
Her escaping, and then her being with Wonder Woman and Black Adam.
Yep.
Who were part of the regime in the first game.
Yep.
So she's been trained to work with the regime and against Batman. But as the story progresses, Batman gains more control over the former members of the regime to stop Brainiac. They try to break Superman out. They fail because Batman.
Yep.
But then, surprisingly, Batman lets Superman out of his prison.
Yep.
To help stop Brainiac. And everyone's shocked because they were mortal enemies back in the first game.
Yeah.
They continue to, argue and everything as they go to stop Brainiac.
Yep.
They can't get to Brainiac's ship, but they somehow manage to break through Batman's advice. Superman pounded against the shields until he was able to move fast enough to move through it. So
seriously,
that logic.
Okay.
It ended up being, in that scenario, Superman was vaporized, Supergirl was depressed, Batman was going, yeah, I was actually friends with him. Don't say that to anyone. They manage to get into Brainiac's ship, fight Brainiac, Superman reappears.
How?
Apparently he was just vaporized into the ship to be studied, so he breaks out and all that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, then it ends up they defeat Brainiac. Superman takes control of Brainiac's ship, tries to restore the cities.
Yep.
There are then two different endings to Injustice.
Oh,
There's the Batman ending, which I've completed.
Good.
Which is absolute justice. You put Superman back in his cell, you put all the regime in jail,
Yep.
You restore order to the world. I've completed that one. Then there's the Superman ending where he almost kills Batman, decides not to, and then enslaves Batman. I think you sent me the link to the video.
Yeah, I saw.
He wears a device from Brainiac's ship that allows Superman to control him. So Superman then threatens Supergirl to join him, otherwise what happened to Batman will happen to her.
Wow.
So he threatens his own cousin.
That's dark, man.
But the final fight, before you have to make the choice about whose side you're going to take,
Yep.
it's very interesting because Batman has a gold kryptonite
Yep.
knife, which Firestorm made, because he's the only person able to. Doesn't naturally occur.
Yeah.
So he briefly takes away Superman powers, fights individual members of the regime. Superman fights off members of the Resistance, I guess they're called. I don't know.
Okay.
Then it leads to a one-on-one fight, and then everything else that happened, I've already said.
Cool. Would you recommend it?
I actually would recommend it. It's the story mode I completed within a day, so
Yeah.
but because there's two different endings, you can play through it multiple times.
Okay.
Unlike Injustice 1, there are some chapters where you can either play as one of two characters. They give you a team to pick of. So in one of the early chapters, they give you Blue Beetle and Firestorm.
Yeah.
You can either pick Blue Beetle or Firestorm to fight each opponent.
Okay.
So there's aspects like that which help set up the ending. There's the multiverse mode, which allows you to go into other worlds
Okay.
throughout the multiverse, which refresh every few hours.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool because it allows you to level up your characters, get new gear, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And then there's just the normal multiplayer, single-player modes, like single fights, tournaments, all that stuff.
Yeah.
One thing I would recommend, though, is don't get the $160 version.
Yeah.
It doesn't come with Darkseid. It comes with everything else, but doesn't come with Darkseid. He costs, I think, $8.65 Australian dollars.
$8.65.
For Darkseid, yes.
Piss off. Make him 99 cents.
Yeah.
Enough with these microtransactions. I've had
The reason why I bought the $160 version was it said it comes with all the DLC and all future characters to come.
Yep.
Now when it doesn't say Darkseid, it doesn't come with this pile, alright? So that must mean he's one of the characters that comes with it. I'll buy it. It comes with Red Hood, which costs $8.65.
Yep.
Brainiac, which costs $8.65. You can see a trend. It comes with them. It comes with Power Girl. It comes with Jon Stewart, Green Lantern, Vixen, Grid. It comes with a bunch of those 6 characters. You get access to new characters once they're released.
Well, that's cool.
But it doesn't come with Darkseid, who was the pre-order bonus.
Well, that's pathetic. That is absolutely.
So if you want to get Darkseid and you don't want all the other characters, buy the normal, I think $90 version.
Yeah.
And then just pay $8.65, unless you're in America, to get him.
Yeah.
Alright, next topic.
All right.